Hey friends, Marcy here in Ridgeland, Mississippi at Anterior Yoga. I have a short practice for you. It is focusing on creating strength on the front side of the core. We're going to be using the muscles on our front side to both create movement in the spine, so to flex the spine, but also to resist movement in the spine, so stabilizing the spine. Nice and quick, just going to get it all in. So let's get started. Lay down and come to Supta Baddha Konasana. So, soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open. We will be using a block in this class today, so if you have a block, grab it. If you don't, your water bottle and your towel should be fine. Good, laying down here in Supta Baddha Konasana, what I want you to do is just to start to focus in on your breath. As you inhale, I want you to think about allowing the belly to soften. Feel as though the space between your hips is widening, and allow the rib cage to expand. As you exhale out the nose, create the action as if you were narrowing the space between your hips. You're drawing your navel in and up, and you're knitting the ribs in. Good, continue with this breath. So again, inhales, expand and soften. And exhales, create the action as if you are gathering everything into center. Few more cycles of breath like this. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Great. From here, take your hands to your inner thighs. On your next exhale, gather in, but also lift the chest up. So just a little crunch here. As you inhale, stay here. And then exhale, lift up a little bit higher. Reach your fingers toward your toes. Good. Lower a little bit down on your inhale, but not all the way. And then exhale, lift a little higher and reach. Continue with this. Inhales lower you a little bit down, and exhales lift you a little bit up. So again, working the front side of your core here by creating that forwardly flexed spine. Moving the spine here. Not a lot, but it shouldn't take too many crunches for you to start feeling it. Building a little warmth in the belly. Good, on your next exhale, one last crunch. And then inhale, lower down, bring your knees into your chest. As you exhale, roll and rock or whatever you need to do, come into all fours here. So palms under shoulders, knees under hips. Couple cycles of breath for cat and cow pose. Inhale, cow, chest lifts, belly drops. And then exhale, cat pose around the spine. Move through this at your own pace, but what I want you to pay attention to is that on cow pose, notice how the hips, the front of the hips and the front of the ribs move away from each other. And how on cat pose, the front of the ribs and the front of the hips draw together. Good, cow pose, ribs and hips widen. And then cat pose, space between the ribs and the hips narrow. And then as you're ready, find a neutral spine. So just normal space between the front of the ribs and the front of the hips. From here, take your right foot, lift it up and send the leg back. Notice if when you did that, the ribs and the hips, the front of the ribs and the front of the hips moved away from each other and the belly dropped. Good. If that happened, I just want you to decrease that space. Not coming into a cat pose, but finding that neutral spine and then bringing the left arm up for a spinal balance. So as you lift the leg, as you lift the arm, the spine wants to shift. Work your core here to prevent that movement. Nice, come to all fours again, neutral spine. Left leg send it up and back. Notice if there's any shifting, the ribs moving forward, the hips moving away. Fix that, and then bring the right arm up and maintain that neutral spine. Good, tabletop pose. One last time. Send the right leg back, send the left arm forward. This time, let's go ahead and exhale. Round the spine, bring your elbow and your knee together. Inhale, lengthen it out, and then tabletop pose on your exhale. Left leg back, right arm forward, keep that neutral spine. And then exhale, round the spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen it out. And then tabletop pose. Good, front tabletop pose. Step back to plank. Press the palms firmly into the mat. Good, front ribs and front hips are just neutral together. So you don't want to be in a cow shape where the ribs are moving forward and the hips are moving away, as I'm showing right now. But you don't also want to be in that cat shape. So just neutral spine, staying here in your plank. And then as you exhale, lower the knees, unhook the toes, lower all the way down. We're going to do a Sphinx pose first. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. Press down and pull back, lift the chest, a little back down here. As you exhale, pull the front ribs down and in. Good, then pull the navel in and then the hips. Coming to a modified forearm plank. Stay here or tuck the toes and come into a full forearm plank. Right leg is going to lift here, right foot is going to lift. Try to minimize the shifting and prevent the ribs and the hips from moving away from each other. Good, right foot down, left foot lifts. Again, not a lot of shifting in the hips or in the spine. One more time each side, right foot. Good, left foot. And then both feet on the ground. Knees down, thighs down. Go ahead and slide the palms back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment in downward dog if you'd like. Pedal the feet. Palms press the mat forward, lift up through the hips. Front ribs are pulling down and in. As you inhale, come forward to plank. As you exhale, lower the knees and continue all the way down. Sphinx pose again, elbows underneath the shoulders. Press down, pull back. And then as you exhale, pull the front ribs down and in, and then navel in, and you're coming to a forearm plank. Option to stay on the knees or tuck the toes, lift the knees. Good, we're gonna add on. So right leg's gonna lift, the right foot's gonna lift. Now as you're ready, take the left arm forward. So a spinal balance here, this two-point plank. Good, elbow and foot down, switch sides. Left foot lifts, right arm reaches. Good, elbow and foot down. One more time on each side. Right foot, left arm, bring him down. Left foot, right arm, bring him down. Good, lower all the way down. Slide the hands back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale, lift the right leg up. As you exhale, bring the knee into your chest, round the spine here. So take that cat back. Inhale, send the leg back. As you exhale, step the foot all the way through. Put a little bend in this left knee. Walk it up to the thigh. So we're going to go to crescent lunge. A lot of times what happens in crescent, the front of the hips and the front of the ribs move away from each other. So take your fingers to the front of your hips. Take your thumbs to the bottom of the ribs. And just a little bit decrease that space. You don't want to move into a rounded spine. That would be an overcorrection. We're just trying to find that neutral spine. Keep that. Arms stretch forward and up. Notice if the change of the arms going overhead, send those ribs forward. Draw them back in. Good. As you exhale, frame your foot. Step to plank. inhale in your plank. And then exhale, continue down for cobra pose. Inhale, cobra, chest lifts. And with the palms, create the action as if you're trying to pull the mat behind you. Good. Down dog. Inhale, left leg up. As you exhale, take that knee into your chest, a nice round spine. Inhale, send the leg back. And then exhale, step the foot through, crescent lunge. Little bend in that right knee, walking up, just pause it with that. Again, we want a neutral spine, so we want to decrease that space between the front of our hips and the front of the ribs, so fingers to the hips, thumbs to the ribs, and just cinch it in a little bit. Creating a round spine would be an overcorrection. You just want a nice, long, neutral spine. Keep that. Arms sweep forward and up. Steady breath here, but notice as if sometimes as the arms go up, then the ribs poke out. So try to draw those ribs back down. Good. As you exhale, frame your foot, plank pose, and then lower all the way down for another round of cobra. Inhale, cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, and as you exhale, go ahead and step into your forward fold. Just a breath or two here. Relax the head and neck. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. Let the belly be soft. Knees are bent. Good, come to center. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, draw the front ribs down and in. As you exhale, fold, press through the feet, drive all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. As you exhale, thumbs to the breastbone. So, we're gonna do a round of crescent salutations with a locust pose. Really focusing in the crescent and keeping that nice neutral spine. So ribs are pulling down, hips are lifting up. Inhale, stretch the arms up. As you exhale, fold, hinge at the hips. Half lift on your inhale, long spine. As you exhale, step the right leg back for crescent. Inhale, sweep up, front ribs pull down and in. Exhale, step to plank. Inhale, plank. As you exhale, lower to the mat for locust pose. Inhale, locust, chest lifts. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's add a crunch. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to chest, round spine. Inhale, send the leg up. As you exhale, step the foot through. And inhale, crescent lunge, long spine. Exhale, frame the foot and step into your fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Drive through the legs. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And then exhale all the way back down. One more round, left leg. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, left leg back for crescent. Inhale, reach up, front ribs pull in. And exhale, frame the foot and step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, come all the way down for locust. Inhale, locust pose. And then downward facing dog. Last set of lunges, left leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, don't forget the crunch. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, step the foot through for crescent. Sweep it up, inhale, front ribs stay down and in. And then exhale, frame the foot and step into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Refold as you exhale. Good, drive through the feet, drive through the legs, come all the way up. And then hands together at the heart. One sun egg. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift as you inhale. As you exhale, step to plank. Inhale in your plank. As you exhale, chaturanga or or cobra pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog, really nice. So we're gonna try to maintain that breath pace the best we can as we move on and continue to work the front of our core. On your next inhale, look forward, and then as you exhale, step or hop, forward fold. From here, bend your knees and inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Good, steady breath here in chair. Chest is lifting up. Good, front ribs are pulling down and in, but go ahead and allow the front of the hips to move forward over your thigh bones. They don't need to be lifting up toward your ribs. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take your gaze forward on the floor. Inhale. And then exhale, drop into a little squat here. Round the spine, reach the arms forward. And nice and easy, lower into boat pose. Paripurna Navasana. Lift the chest, nice long spine. We're not going to be here too long. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart, bring your feet to the floor, and then just lower all the way down to your back. Extend the legs forward, bringing the legs together. On your next exhale, you're going to do just a little crunch here. So you're going to lift the chest, get the shoulder blades off the mat, and then draw the front ribs down and in. Float the feet up to about eye level. So half boat pose, Ardha Navasana. Hands can stay here at your heart. You can take them by your side, or you can stretch them overhead. Overhead is going to be the biggest challenge. At your heart or by your side is going to be just a little bit easier. It's a challenging pose either way. Good, as you're ready, bend the knees, roll forward, end up in downward dog. Feel free to take a little flow to get there. Really nice. Let's just do that one more time. I'm going to go ahead and show you a little variation on that half boat pose. So, go ahead and look forward, inhale. As you exhale, step or hop into your fold. And then inhale, bend the knees, lift the chest, chair pose. As you exhale right into it, so lower all the way down. Inhale, boat. And then exhale, come right into your half boat pose. Good, so shoulders should be lifted off the mat. Front ribs are pulling down and in. Feet are about eye level. Hands can stay at the heart or come overhead. We're gonna rock our boat, so you're gonna shift a little weight into the hips and then let yourself fall back into place. So forward into the hips and then fall back. Again, if you need to, hands by the heart. Shoulders should never touch the mat. Feet are not gonna touch the mat. It's a very small rock forward and back. Stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, bend the knees and then go ahead and rock all the way forward. Take that vinyasa, or maybe take a little child's pose. Good, take a moment, check in with the breath when you get to down dog. We're gonna move on from here. On your inhale, down dog, right leg's gonna lift. As you exhale, slide forward, 3-point plank. Good, so from here, tent up onto the fingers on the left like you have a cupcake underneath your left palm. Stay here or reach the left arm toward the front of your mat, coming into a 2-point plank. Good, as you're ready, left palm down. Send the right leg back up again. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose, and then step the foot through. You'll want to block this round if you haven't. Spin the left heel down. Inhale, come up. Warrior 2. Good. Couple cycles of breath here in Warrior 2. I want you to come back to that pace of breath that you did at the beginning of class on your back. So as you inhale, let the belly soften, let the ribs expand. As you exhale, feel the narrowing of the hips and the ribs drawing in. Good, Stay with that. Another cycle of breath. And then on your next exhale, we're going to go to extended side angle. You can let the right elbow rest on the thigh. Sweep the left arm up by the ear. Spin the left rib cage up, spin the shoulder up. And then go ahead and add a little bit more of a core challenge here. As you're ready, right arm is going to reach to the front of your mat as well. Nice. From here, right arm back on the thigh. Take your fingers to your left hip, top of your left hip. Take your thumb to the bottom of your left rib cage. Keep it there and come into a half moon pose. And this is where you may want that block for that bottom arm. Good. So find your half moon. Find your balance in half moon. Lifting that left leg up. And then with your fingers and your thumb, cinch in and just decrease that space. Left arm's going to reach up to the ceiling. If you'd like, maybe float that right arm off the block or off your water bottle. Good. Bend that right knee, step back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, spin the palms down, frame your foot. Take a moment, firm this left thigh, firm this left glute, left hand plants. Inhale, take a twist. Good. As you exhale, think about drawing the navel in and up and creating more space between your belly and your right thigh. Nice. Right hand comes down, bend this left knee, and then you're going to pivot into goddess pose. So you're going to be facing the left, heels in, toes out. In goddess pose, a lot of times we take that cat shape, or excuse me, that cow shape. Our ribs go forward and our hips move away. So just take your fingers to your hips and your thumbs to your ribs, decrease that space. So finding a round spine would be an overcorrection. You just want a neutral spine. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hello. Good. From here, plant your hands, bend your knees, and you're going to swing your left leg in front of your right, and we're going to come into a seat. Grab your block or a towel if you don't have a block. Bring the block or the towel to your heart. Let's come back to Ardha Navasana, half bow. So feet are about at eye level, shoulders are lifted off the mat. Take the block up toward the ceiling, and then lift your legs up. Hands are going to place the block or the towel on your feet. Legs are going to come down, arms are going to go overhead, and then bring the block back to your hands. Feet forward, arms back, and switch. Block or towel. Shoulders are never going to touch the mat. Stay with this as long as you like. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to call it good. When you're ready to be done, bend the knees, rock yourself forward, put the block back or the towel back, and then down dog, or chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Really nice. All right. Other side. Left leg lifts as you inhale. As you exhale, slide forward into this three-point plank. Again, we don't want the hips and the ribs to be moving away from each other, so contain your center. And then tent up onto the fingers on the right hand. And then take the right arm forward, two-point plank. Whew, that's hard. Down dog split when you're ready. Knee to chest, and then step the foot through. Warrior two on your inhale. And then a couple cycles of breath in warrior two. Good time to catch your breath. As you inhale through the nose, create some expansion and let the belly soften. As you exhale out the nose, feel as though you're narrowing the space between the front of the hips and draw the ribs in. Nice and smooth, nice and strong breath. Good. On your next exhale, extended side angle. Start out with the left arm just on the thigh. Right arm's going to sweep up by the ear. Then roll the right shoulder up. Cinch the right ribs down, so nice strong core. And then make it a little more challenging by reaching your left arm toward the front of the room or to the front of the mat. Good. You can bring your left arm back. Fingers to the hip, thumb to the ribs. Take your gaze forward. Find your half moon pose. Once you have your balance and that right leg's lifted, just cinch in the hip and the ribs and bring the right arm up. If you'd like, left hand can float off the block or off your water bottle. Ooh, as you're ready, bend the knee, come back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, spin down, frame the foot. Firm this right thigh, firm this right glute. Right palm plants, take your twist. Good, as you exhale, think about drawing the navel away from the inner thigh, and you're creating a little more space between your belly and your inner thigh. As you exhale, left hand down, and right knee's gonna bend, and then inhale, pivot into your goddess pose. Again, in goddess, a lot of times we move into a little bit of that cow back. I want you to draw the ribs down and lift the hips up. Not into cat, that would be an overcorrection, but just into that neutral spine. Good, inhale, star pose, and then exhale, wide leg forward fold. One more round of core work here. Right leg's gonna swing through, come to a seat. I'll use my towel. So if you don't have a block, a towel will work. Towel might be a little bit harder. So, towel at your chest. You're gonna come into your half boat. Then bring the towel up, or the block. Legs are gonna come up, put the towel or the block in between your feet, and then feet forward, arms back. Good, legs up, reach for the towel or the block. Y'all got this. Woo, back and forth. Shoulders shouldn't touch. Feet aren't gonna touch. Stay with this. I'm gonna do 2 more. If you wanna do more, or if you're ready for a child's pose, go for it. Bend the knees. We'll meet in downward facing dog, so however you want to get there. Good, and then as you're ready, bend the knees, come to all fours, and then sit back on your heels for a moment. We're gonna move into camel pose. We're gonna use the front side of our core, the strength on our front side of our core, to transition out of it. So as you're ready, come to kneeling. Knees are underneath your hips. Tops of the feet or toes, does not matter. We're gonna start out in a non-back-bending camel transition first. Take your fingers to the front of your hips. Take your thumbs to the bottom of your ribs. Just decrease that space a little bit. Again, you don't want to be rounded, just nice and tight at the front and at the back. Hands to the heart, no back bend. I just want you to lean back as far as you can lean back and still come back forward. Good, so hips and shoulders are moving together. Let's do that 2 more times. Lean back. And lean forward. No rotation in the transition. Last time, lean it back. And lean it forward. Good, sit back onto your heels. This time we're gonna lean it back, build out that back bend in camel pose, and then when we come out of it, we're gonna come forward using the strength on the front side of our body, just like we had done. So, as you're ready, Come to kneeling, fingers to the front of your hips, thumbs to the ribs. Just cinch in that space, nice strong glutes, hands to the heart. Hips and shoulders move back together. Then from here, start to build out your back bend. So lift through the ribs, lift through the chest. If you like, both hands reach back at the same time for ankles or heels. Camel pose. Be reasonable with your neck, so try to find a spot where it's not hurting. And then to come out of it, hands back to your heart, and you come out just the way you went into it. Really good. Take a moment, hero pose. Sit back onto your heels. Neutral spine. We're almost there, y'all. You've been doing so great. Good. Go ahead and slide into a seat. Reach behind your thighs. Roll onto your back. Recline pigeon. Right ankle, left thigh. Good. From here, go ahead and grab this left thigh and come into this recline pigeon. If this is enough stretch for you, keep the foot on the floor. But notice, if you can, I'm still in a neutral spine here. Sometimes as we lift the leg, we lift the hips and round the spine. Keep the backs of the hips on the mat. Keep the backs of the shoulders and the back of the head on the mat. And allow for a little bit of space at your low back, at your lumbar. Nice. Go ahead and keep your right ankle where it is. Left foot down. Let's take this right into a reclined twist. So you're going to roll the pelvis and the legs to the left. Right foot is going to end up on the left side of your body. Good. Bring it back to center. Recline pigeon, other side, left ankle, right thigh. Again, this may be enough stretch for you. That's great. If not, lift that right foot off the mat. You can reach behind the thigh or behind the shin. Keep a neutral spine here, though, so you're not rounding the hips up. Backs of the hips are staying on the mat. You should feel the backs of the shoulders on the mat, feel the back of the head on the mat, and then, of course, a space between your neck and your low back. Good. Right foot down, arms out. Let's take this into recline twist to the right. So left foot's going to end up on the right side of your mat. Back to center. Both knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. You deserve it. You work so hard. And then on your exhale, Shavasana. Legs extend. Arms relax. Nice easy breathing here. So don't worry about the hips or the ribs or the belly. Just breathe as you normally would breathe. You can stay here as long as you like. I'm going to bring you out of Shavasana in about 20 seconds. If you have the luxury of taking a longer Shavasana, please let yourself have it. If it's time to get up, then get up slowly. Just a little bit of movement first to start, maybe just wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe start taking it into ankles and wrists. Deepening the breath as you're ready, stretch overhead on the inhale. As you exhale, bending in the knees and rolling to your side. Pause here a moment to appreciate the fact that you got to your mat and we got a lot done in just about 20 minutes. And then as you're ready, press through the palms and come to a seat. Hands to your heart. One round of breath together. Inhale, grow tall. And then exhale, let it go. Bringing the thumbs to third eye center. I bow forward to honor you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you.